This video is sponsored by Manscaped. Hollywood has a lot of celebrities and Lego's got a lot of licensed themes, which means we have a lot of Lego celebrity minifigures. Like a ridiculous amount, and not even like just minifigures, but like because there's also a lot of voice actors, there's also a lot of like characters and like animal molds and things like that. It's insane, and everyone's always talking about, you know, like all this celebrity is like one of the best celebrities ever, or like literally putting them on like an A-list, B-list, C-list sort of thing. So today I wanted to take all of their controversies, all of their films out of everything, and just rank celebrities purely based on their Lego minifigures. So the tiers that I've made for this, starting at the bottom, we have flop era. Why? Because I really like that phrase. Next up is deserves better. Maybe, you know, these celebrities were pretty good, but their minifigure counterparts weren't that good, or maybe they've only been made once compared to other people, and you know, they just deserve a little bit more attention, a little bit more pizzazz. For the middle, I thought there was no better name than C-list. Like C-list, it just sounds like you're like, Second to the top is We Stan. I mean, there's nothing really that bad about these minifigures. The only reason they don't make it to the top is maybe they just not as great as what are the icons, which I mean, your icon status is not really any higher you can go. Before we start, I think it's important for me to note that I don't actually remember how many celebrities were on this list, but I know that our first celebrity is Tom Hanks. Now, Tom Hanks has had a few iterations, I think. Maybe not. Maybe it's just Woody from Toy Story, but in that case, he had like Woody with like the molded head and then minifigure Woody. And Woody with the molded head was like pretty revolutionary back for 2010. And like, he's a really solid design, looks really accurate. I mean, newer Woody isn't quite as good, but he has grown on me during the time. But besides the two Woody minifigures, I don't think we've had any other Tom Hanks sort of like Lego reincarnations. So I want to put him in C-list because at least the original Woody was really good. You also had like the dirty, grotty, like Toy Story 3 rubbled up in garbage one. He was pretty neat. And sticking with Toy Story, we've got Tim Allen. Now, Tim Allen, again, you know, we had like the original Buzz, which had an amazing molded head, but like was lacking a little bit of detail. And then we had the newer Buzz when like the CMF series, which had excellent detail, but had a minifigure head. And then we had the newer one that like the minifigure head wasn't printed very well and the skin tone was off. And it had like slightly less printing overall. Overall, I feel like his just like weren't as solid. I mean, if you combined them all, you could get a really, really good one, as well as like, I guess, Dirty Buzz. I feel like though, like overall, he's like the same. While we're here, we might as well do Owen Wilson as well. Lightning McQueen. I am personally very grateful that we've gotten Lightning McQueen in Lego form, especially these days considering, I guess, like the meme icon that Lightning McQueen has become. However, Lego Lightning McQueen doesn't, I feel like, accurately represent like the design of Lightning McQueen. Like compared to some of the other cars from like the Cars theme, I really don't think he looks as good. I'm sorry. I'm only putting him in deserves better because it's Lightning McQueen. If it wasn't Lightning McQueen, we'd be in flop era. Benedict Cumberbatch, he has had a lot of minifigures, and not just minifigures, but also an entire dragon being Smaug. I mean, there's the Doctor Strange minifigures, which there's some excellent ones in there. There's also some slightly not as good ones in there. He was also the voice of the Necromancer in The Hobbit, and because he was a dragon, there's really not that much better you can get, and that's without even having him as like a Sherlock Holmes minifigure. You probably won't know him by name, but when I start listing off characters, hopefully you recognize this celebrity, and that is John Ratzenberger. He's in every single Pixar movie. And then also while I was doing research for this video, I also found out he voiced someone in Star Wars. Mac really is the one that is carrying this celebrity. Ooh, but is he icon or I mean, it's not as cool as a dragon. We also had a piggy bank icon. Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, and Han Solo. I mean, two very iconic characters, and the Indiana Jones minifigure is a classic. However, I don't think that overall they're like that interesting. Like, I think Indiana Jones's costume is really cool, but like overall his outfits have never been that good, and I really feel like that's what's letting him down here. But I think they're like also really solid at the same time. So I, maybe a controversial opinion, gonna put him in C-list. Coming in strong, we got the man, the myth, the legend, Jeff Goldblum, who not only was Dr. Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park, but he was also the Grandmaster in Thor. However, the Grandmaster, as cool as that character was and as cool as his outfit was, his minifigure sucked. It was so bad. It was like missing so much detail. I love Jeff Goldblum. I mean, he was even in Glee. But again, I don't think that Grandmaster one was good. I'm purely gonna put him in C-list again because of the fact that he has his Jurassic Park minifigures and like they were pristine. Andy Serkis, he's a fantastic actor. I mean, all of the motion like capture stuff and all of like just that work that he's done on like Planet of the Apes, The Hobbit and all of that is amazing. He was also Lucius Claw. I'm pretty sure I butchered that name. Snoke as well from Star Wars, and even Alfred Pennyworth out of Batman. He's had a solid Lego lineup, and Gollum again is completely carrying this. However, some of his other minifigures were like kind of lame. Like they didn't really look that great, but Gollum was awesome, and he's also got quite a lot, so I feel like he belongs in the we stand section because like solid, but not icon status. Christopher Lee has had some amazing roles. I mean, Saruman, Count Dooku, like, come on. But I feel really bad because the first movie I ever saw him in was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Instead of thinking of him as like, wow, Count Dooku, or wow, Saruman, what an amazing actor in these amazing roles, all I think of him is like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, like the dad. Count Dooku and Saruman as well, they are solid minifigures. I want both of them, and both of them are really expensive. He is, I mean, rightfully so, he's an icon, and so are his minifigures, and I'm glad that they are because he deserves it. We still don't have any flop hero minifigures, but I don't care because the next one really, I think, is like one of the best celebrities if you were ranking things by minifigure, and that is Ming Norwen. Firstly, Ming Norwen is in Star Wars as Fennec Shand. She was also in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which was a Marvel series, not that it was a particularly great Marvel series. But not only that, Ming Norwen was also Mulan, which means she has a mini doll, and not just like one mini doll, she has multiple mini dolls, and like the little micro figures. She really has range. Fennec, I love the helmet, I love the facial expression, I love the outfit, it looks amazing. Mulan is Mulan. I have no complaints here. Like, how can I not put her in icon set? She's Mulan. She has a mini doll. Johnny Depp is another one of those ones that's just like had a ton of range. I mean, the Jack Sparrow minifigure alone is like one of my favorite minifigures of all time. The detail that figure had, it's impeccable. Then there was like that one character from his like Lone Ranger movie, and then Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I mean, chances are we're not getting any new sets from that. Also, like the CMF one had the beautiful like jewel molded hair type, but then that also counts as like, what's his name? Colin Farrell. So I don't know if I can necessarily count that one, but I also like don't feel like it's particularly as good as some of the other ones. And as much as I love the Jack Sparrow minifigure, I don't think he quite fits in with like the icons. He's got to go in We Stand. Martin Freeman. I love this version of like Bilbo Baggins, and also more points to him purely because he took a photo with his minifigure. His face also does look a little bit dodged, so sorry. We're about halfway done, and I'm just looking at this list and I'm like, I feel like people are gonna hate it. And if you are sitting there being like, hey, this list absolutely stinks, you suck, you stink, you're wrong, because, you know, I had the help of today's sponsor, Manscaped. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. The men in the Lego community have a little bit of a reputation for not being the greatest with their hygiene. So much so that at Brickfair, Virginia, they literally had to send a text around to people encouraging them and reminding them to take a shower. You don't want to be a part of that, trust me, and I certainly do not want to smell that. It's 2022, and in 2022, we take care of ourselves. We love a little bit of self-care. Believe me, your partner will thank you later. The Performance Package 4.0 by Manscaped has everything you would need all in one box or one really stylish wash bag. Put it this way, out of these two collections, which do you prefer? Uncontrolled or neat and tidy? Uncontrolled or neat and tidy? Yeah, I know, it's neat and tidy, so let's apply this mindset to yourself. The Lawnmower 4.0 and the Weed Whacker are here to help with this and keep everything neat. And both of which as well are waterproof, so you can use them in the shower, making it so simple to take care of yourself. Their Crop Preserver deodorant and Crop Reviver toner as well take things one step further and are especially good after a long sweaty gym session or long building session even. I mean, I cannot tell you the amount of times I've been to the gym recently and it just absolutely reeks of man sweat. It's gross. It makes such a big difference to the people around you, I promise. Self-care and hygiene are so important, so it's time to take care of yourself the way you take care of your collection, and go to manscaped.com, and you can use code HollyOnFilm as well for an extra 20% off and free shipping. Taking some time for yourself and taking care of yourself is honestly going to make you feel so much neater, so much cleaner, and so much better, so be sure to check out manscaped.com, and thank you so much to them for sponsoring this video. Next up is Alfred Molina, and if he had like an updated version of his Doc Ock from No Way Home, he'd probably be a little bit higher. But he also apparently did have a role in Indiana Jones, which again, I didn't learn about until I was researching for this video. And like some other role, which I think was in Prince of Persia or Lone Ranger. I don't know. I just wrote the character's name down and I can't really remember. Helena Bonham Carter. Now, the new Bellatrix minifigure may suck, but we also have the 2010 Bellatrix figure and the Red Harrington figure from the Lone Ranger. And again, I haven't seen that movie, but that minifigure is gorgeous. I love the hairpiece. I love everything about it. Burrow Bellatrix from like the recent one really lets her down, and that's why she belongs in the we stand tier. Cate Blanchett, what a woman. Her character in Indiana Jones, Ivana, whatever it is, again, I didn't see that movie. She had a new custom molded hairpiece for that little bob. How many times have we seen that reused since that appeared in like 2008? Galadriel? Gorgeous minifigure. Hela from Thor Ragnarok, and that like rubberized like headpiece thing. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. That is like icon status right there. Samuel L. Jackson. Now I was like fully prepared to like put him in the flop era tier because the Nick Fury minifigures to me were nothing special, but then I had to remind myself that he was also Mace Windu, and you know, we've had some pretty solid Mace Windu figures, and then he was also Frozone, and Frozone is Frozone, and he looks great. And then he was also in Jurassic Park, and he had a Jurassic Park minifigure. I mean, like, I can't put him at the bottom now, but like, he also isn't any Cate Blanchett. So we're gonna knock him down to we stand, because, I mean, you're Frozone and Mace Windu. Like, your Nick Fury minifigures suck, but like, the rest of you makes up for it. Chris Hemsworth, I mean, you'd probably think that like it's only really his Thor minifigures. No, because remember he was in that Ghostbusters remake. He made it into the set about that. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that too, and apparently his name was Kevin. I'm gonna plop him in C-list because like some are great and then there's like a lot that like aren't great. So it sort of averages out. You see what I mean? Hot take, I didn't really like Vitruvius in the Lego movie. I don't really like his character design. I don't really like his character full stop. I kind of want him to, I'm gonna put him in flop era. I'm sorry. If Vin Diesel didn't play Groot, he would probably also be in the flop era. Dom Toretto just did not translate well into a minifigure. But then we also had like buildable Groot, and then we had like buildable Groot, and then we had teen Groot, and we had baby Groot and baby Groot. Overall, I mean. But also not all Groots were great and could have been better. Zendaya. She really doesn't deserve to be on the bottom, but this MJ figure is a real disappointment. I mean, the first one was even worse, and then we improved on that, but only very slightly. Why does she not get justice served? I mean, she's a 2-time Emmy Award winner now, and like her minifigure looks like that. Let's take a moment to talk about Warwick Davis, because I'm pretty sure he's the celebrity with the most ever like different variations in minifigure form. He was Flitwick, he was Wicket, he was a droid in Star Wars, he was Grip Hook, and then he was also someone else in Star Wars, which I didn't know about. And I mean, Wicket is like Wicket, so he gets remade a lot as well. And overall, all of these characters have had some of the coolest Lego like molds and heads and just like overall design, because his characters in general just look so cool. He is the man, he is the moment, he is an icon, we love him. Chris Pratt again has like got so many Lego minifigures, and the fact that they like all sort of came out around the same time period as well is crazy. We have Star-Lord, we have Owen Grady from Jurassic World, and of course we have Emmett. There's also Rex Dangervest if we're gonna count him as a separate character, which I feel like we should. But like, I don't really care about Emmett or Rex Dangervest. I mean, they're cool, but I also feel like they're pretty solid, like overall. Like every single minifigure we've had, I'm like, yeah, that's Chris Pratt, that looks like him, but I'm putting him second to the top. Natalie Portman, I mean, Queen Amidala, do I have to say more? I probably should. Padme from The Phantom Menace also looks incredible. Geonosis Padme, I mean, I doubt we're getting that minifigure in that exact style again, but she's amazing as well. We recently got Mighty Thor. That hairpiece and helmet combo is so good. I mean, but like Queen Amidala is the real reason why she deserves icon status. Orlando Bloom, king of the YouTube remixes. Also king of really sick minifigure designs. Legolas looks amazing. I mean, part of that comes down to the fact that he was from one of the best and most like well done Lego themes of all time. And then also Will Turner. Will Turner belonged to Pirates of the Caribbean. Same sort of era in terms of Lego, where they really put a lot of care, detail, and like money into these minifigures. And both of them turned out amazing. And now he's also dating Katy Perry. Not that that's relevant, but like his minifigures are fantastic. He deserves to be and we stand. And lastly, we have Maggie Smith. Now, I've got mixed feelings on Maggie Smith because, like, McGonagall, this version of McGonagall is beautiful. She's one of my favorite Harry Potter minifigures of all time. However, we only ever get the same color of McGonagall dress besides that one from Hogsmeade, and that was like the first appearance that we didn't have her wearing her hat. We really need to mix it up here. For that reason, she deserves better. And that's the final tier list. I mean, like I said, all of these are ranked purely based on their LEGO minifigures. I love a lot of these celebrities' work. I think they're fantastic. I think they're incredibly talented. However, some of them just did not look very good when it came to LEGO form. But let me know what your favorite licensed LEGO minifigures are, because I feel like we have covered so many celebrities and so many different licenses these days. Like, there is such an incredible range of like celebrities and characters. Like, it's so good. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel down below, and be sure to check out Manscaped as well. And thank you again to them for sponsoring this video. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later.